So, good morning, team. So, today's awareness session is all about Confluence. Okay. So, Confluence is a software tool or Atlassian tool which is being developed to write all the documentation part for knowledge sharing, and it is like a collaboration tool. Okay. So, where all team members collaboratively can work under a single documentation of any project, anything. Okay. So, we'll go into the Confluence within few minutes. So before we'll be starting about BA. Okay. Who is a business analyst? What does a business analyst do? And all we'll be discussing. Okay. Okay. So as you already know, the business analyst is like a bridge between the technical team and the clients, right? So he will be handling all the clients, whatever the requirements that he has to develop any project or something. The business analyst will be responsible for taking those requirements and handing it over to the technical team so that the project can be developed, right? So as client doesn't have the technical knowledge, so we cannot directly give to them, right? And also when it comes to this develop technical team, they won't be understanding the business terms, right? So to tackle those issues or something, business analyst will be acting a major part in that. Okay, so he will be like a bridge who handles all the clients requirements and all. Whatever the requirements that he has, he will be giving to the business analyst, and the logic all parts will be developed by the business analyst, and then he will be giving it to the technical team, and the development will be started. Okay, so this is a brief idea about what does a business analyst does. Okay, so the first one is requirement gathering. He would be responsible for requirement gathering, right? That is his main what do you call roles or responsibility of a business analyst, right? So client gives you the requirements using various techniques. You'll be getting all the requirements so that you can get you'll be asking more questions so that you can get maximum requirements from the client, right? So that is one core or main responsibility of a BA. And whatever the requirements that you have gathered, we should document it, right? The second one is documenting the requirements. Documenting the requirements, right? So whatever the requirements that we have gathered, that should be documented in any specific document, right? So that anyone who can view those documents and know about the project, what requirements does he give, whether it is relevant to the project or not. So that is why we document those requirements, right? So for each requirement, we have to use or document different documents, right? So for example, business requirements are there. So those will be documented under business requirement document, whereas functional, non-functional will be having SRS document, functional requirement document, etc. Right? So various requirements we gathered, we use different documentations. Okay. So this is one of the core main responsibility of a BA. Okay. And then modeling the requirements. Okay. Modeling the requirements is whatever the requirements that we have gathered, you should model them, like create those designs or else UML diagrams, activity diagrams, etc. So, to understand the main core functionality of that particular requirement or functionality, we model them in such a diagram so that everyone, the technical team, can easily understand them so that they can develop quickly, right? They understand the logic in the terms of diagrams only, right? So that is why we diagrammatically represent them so that they can be developed fast. Okay. So these are one of the core main responsibilities that a BA usually does in his daily activities. Okay. So now we'll discuss something about what are some of the problems that you will be facing whenever you are working on any projects. Okay. Problems facing while working in projects. Okay. So one of the few problems that we face while working on any project is like we need to like whatever the requirement that we have gathered, right? That should be documented, right? So every document that we make or something that should be getting, we should get an approval from client side, right? If at all any changes are there, we need to make different versions of each document, right? So that is one of the main problem that people might be facing. Like we have to maintain different versions of the document. We have to maintain different versions of documents. Okay. So whatever the document that we have prepared, we should definitely get a sign off from the client, right? So to get the sign offs, we need to maintain different versions. Like if at all any changes have been made, then we need to again create the document, update it, and then we again need to sign off, right? This is one of the main core issue that you'll be facing while preparing these documents and all. Okay. And collaborating. Okay. Collaborating is one of the problem, right? Collaborating or else what do you call sharing. Okay. So collaborating or sharing in a sense. So whatever the documents that we are preparing, we need to share it with the various team members, stakeholders, clients, etc. Right? So we need to frequently change whatever the modifications that we make. We need to update them, and frequently we need to share to every team member. And if at all they give any inputs, then again we need to update it, and again we should form any new version, and then we need to share again, right? So this is also something like an headache, right? So we need to frequently share them, right? And also the third or another problem is like frequently requirements would be changing, right? Okay, requirement changing. So if at all any new issue or new requirement has been given by the client, then we need to update all the documents, right? Till now, we have prepared some documents and we have collaborated with all the team members and we took a sign off and development has been started, right? So if at all any change request or any requirement has been changed by the client, right? So at that time, again, we need to update all the documents that we have prepared, and then again we need to take the sign off of particular client or something, and then we need to start the process again, right? So this is also one of the main core challenge that you'll be facing while working in any project. Okay. Not only this, there are few others like um, decisions or something, any decisions you will be taking in a project, right? So those also should be uh, majorly not verbally, though they should also be what do you call this, documented, right? So that everyone can know what decision you have to, right? That is also when you give it verbally, people might be forgetting, right? That is also one core issue or main issue you will be using. Okay. So these are some of the problems you'll be facing while doing any projects. Okay. So to tackle these problems, you can tackle them using this Confluence. Okay. Okay. So as I said, you Confluence is an Atlassian product. So as Atlassian, when you hear about Atlassian Jira, you can hear about Jira, right? So Jira is also called like an Atlassian tool only, Atlassian tool or software. Similarly, Confluence is also one such tool that Atlassian has developed. Okay. So Confluence is just like a, it is a document, it is a documenting tool and collaboration tool. Okay. So as I said, you documentation tool and documentation and collaboration tool. Okay. So it doesn't mean nothing but so whatever the documents that we are preparing previously, we can make them in Confluence. There are predefined templates or else from few advanced features called macros so that you can like document them quickly under Confluence, right? So and also collaboration tool in the sense previously whatever the documents that we have prepared, we need to share with all the people uh, by emailing or else through any communication channel you need to share them, right? So now using this Confluence you cannot share them. You can like you cannot you don't need to be share all the time. Okay, so in the Confluence itself you can add those team members to this platform or something, so that whatever the document that you are preparing, they can easily see or update any changes if they want. Okay, so it is like a single platform where all team members would be working, right? That is the main core use of this Confluence. Okay, so it is a documenting and collaboration tool. Okay, so when you use this Confluence you can obviously solve all the problems that you are facing that while you are working on any project, right? So let us take a sample real life scenario. Okay, so whenever you are creating any documents using any Word document or else any documentation tool. Okay, so those documents usually are static in nature, right? So static in the sense, okay, let me just write it here. So common problems that you'll be facing while creating any documents. Okay, common problems or else issues. Okay, so as I told you, you need to frequently update all the versions. Okay, I have already listed it, so let me just remove it. Okay, like I told you, documents are static in nature. Okay, static in the sense we need to frequently update it, and all the versions need to be updated all the time, and we need to frequently send them, right? So whatever the updates that you are making in any specific document, there is no such thing to track them, right? That is also one common issue. Or else, whatever the decisions that you take while creating any documents, those are not recorded anywhere, right? So it is just we just spoke it verbally and you only knows, right? So instead you can use this Confluence where you can document all the things, whatever the document that you are making, whatever the things that you are have in your mind, all the things can be documented in this Confluence itself. Okay, so it is just like a knowledge sharing also. It is also a knowledge sharing tool or software or platform, anything. Okay, it is also a knowledge sharing. Okay. So it will be Confluence will be acting like a central or else a single page or a single platform where all the things can be solved, right? So you can document all the things at one place itself, and also multiple people can work under a single document at the same time. But all any requests, change requests are coming, requirements are changing also. You can update in a single document where all people can see that or track the changes that you are making, right? So here, these are the main uses of this Confluence. Okay. So in Confluence, you will be having some terms. Okay. We have some terms that you need to know while you are working on any Confluence or Confluence tool. Okay. So the terms are like space. We'll be discussing in deep about when you go into the practical thing. Okay. So space in the sense, it is like a project that you are working on. Okay. Instead of project, here it is named as space. Okay, space in the sense the project that you are working. Okay, and the next terms that you need to know is pages. Okay, pages in the sense what all documents that you want to create and all those all will be coming under pages. Okay, okay. And next one is comments. Okay, so before if at all any stakeholder wants to update any changes in the document, we will they will be naming the changes in the terms of mails or something, right? So here you have a specific feature called comments. So in each document a comments has been added, so that whatever whenever the stakeholder or the client sees those documents, any updates are there, then you can add those in the comments and you can update it by seeing those comments, right? So that is the use of these comments. And history. Okay, history. And the next one, history is nothing but whatever the changes that you are tracing, there is a track, right? So track under the history so that you can track what all changes you have done. And even clients can also see that it improves transparency so that all the things are coming under single tool or platform, right? So transparency also increases. Okay. So these are some of the common terms that you will be using frequently in the Confluence. Okay. So these terms you need to know. Okay. So the first question that you might be getting on your mind, like why does a BA should use this Confluence? Now you got some idea, right? What is Confluence? Why should be used and all. So like, can you guess why a BA should be using this Confluence? Just type it in the chat box. As I told you, the recordings will be uploaded. Okay, you don't need to worry about recordings. I am recording it from my side. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, whatever you are telling is okay. What you are correct. So whatever the activities that a BA does, everything can be done in this Confluence itself, right? So yeah, yeah. So you can make all the documents in the Confluence itself so that you can easily collaborate. Okay, collaboration can be possible and knowledge sharing. Okay, knowledge can be shared easily or else frequently using this Confluence, and transparency also increases, right? So client also knows what all things you are doing in the project, right? Right. And also whatever the changes can be tracking can also be done. Okay. So these are some of the common what do you call reasons that a BA can usually use this Confluence, and whatever the activities that a BA usually does, you can use it with this Confluence. Okay. 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 So now you got an idea, right? Why a BA should be using. Okay. So let us take a common or a real world scenario so that you can understand why you can use Confluence using other, why not others tools. Okay. Other, comparing other tools versus Confluence. Okay. Other tools in the sense we have different softwares like Word, Excel, some etc. Right? So what is the difference you'll be finding under them and here? Okay. We'll be discussing about them now. Okay. So let us take a sample scenario where you are implementing a new feature. Okay. So whenever you are implementing new feature, so without this Confluence or something, so you need to write all the requirements that you get from the client about that new feature, you need to write it in a document, right? And we need to send it to the client via email or something, so that they can view what all requirements that he gave they are implementing or not. So once you get an approval, then you need to document the requirement, and we need to update it to the all the team also, so that they will be starting to implement in the project. And also we need whenever if you are using any software tool like Jira to document or to for the project management and all, so there also need to be updated, right? So when you use this Confluence, so Jira can also be in a project. Definitely, people will be using Jira, right, to manage all the projects, to maintain uh, all the track of all the user stories or something. So as Confluence is also an Atlassian product, so you can easily collaborate with Confluence in Jira. Okay, so you can write those integrations with Jira also. Whatever the requirement that you are writing under Jira, you can make it from Confluence itself also. Okay, or else you can write it in the Confluence also. Okay, so you can easily integrate with Jira. That is one of the main advantage of this Confluence. Okay, integrate with Jira. Okay, that is the one of the main advantage of Confluence when you compare with other tools. Okay, and also one important feature is like you can mention that particular person using @ symbol in this Confluence. Okay. Mention in the sense if you are writing any requirement or any specific task, right? So you can mention those particular people or developer or something in your Confluence itself. Then you can easily assign that particular task to that particular person. Okay. That is one of the main feature under Confluence. Okay. For example, if you want to create any particular new feature, right? So this new feature is being particularly given to one particular developer, so that he need to be updated, right? Instead of sending it to him via mail or something, you can give it in the Confluence itself, right? You can assign that particular task to the particular developer. As I told you, you can add multiple team members, right? So you can add all the team members and mention it here itself in Confluence, right? Then that is one of the important feature. Okay. As I told you, it can be integrated with Jira, right? So in Jira, you will be creating all the user stories, epics, etc. and all, right? So you can manually, without going into the Jira, you can create from Confluence itself while documenting. Okay, that is also one main important feature. And before I told you, right, comments. So the stakeholders can add those comments whenever you are creating those documents, right? So that you can easily modify instead of sending it, take an approval and all. You can get it on a single platform before instead of changing all the documents in a single document. Whenever you are prepared, when they add those comments, you update them, right? And also whenever as a BA or something, definitely you will be arranging or organizing many meetings, right? So those meetings, whatever the conclusions that the have took or whatever the decisions that they have took under that meeting, those notes should be maintained, right? So instead of using any external tool, you can use this Confluence only, so that in one notes or something, everyone can know what all things have been discussed, what all decisions have been took and all, right? Okay. This is one important feature, and one is another thing is like templates. Okay. So predefined templates are already been there in the in the Confluence itself. So instead, you can use just predefined templates and document them in less time only. Okay. So before you need to create it from scratch, right? So you need to document all the things from scratch. So instead you can use these templates, predefined templates. Okay. So these are some of the main core features that they are not available with any other tools like Word or Excel, right? So these are some unique features you can access it from the Confluence itself, right? Okay. So like I told you, the Confluence is not only maintaining or creating documents. Okay. It is like a tool where you can collaboratively work. It is just like a knowledge sharing. Okay. As a BA, whatever the questions that you want to ask or whatever the decisions that you want to take, or if you want to assign any particular task to any person under the team, under a single platform Confluence, you can use that. Use it as a medium to share or something, and you can make the task easier, right? Clear, right? Now, what is this Confluence, why it is used and all? Yeah, okay. Okay. So, like I told you, so we'll go into the practical theory part, sorry, practical Confluence, and we can know what all things you can make and all. Okay. So, these are some common features that we use in Confluence, and these are some theory part. Okay. So, now we will go into the Confluence and we know. Okay. So, as I told you, this Confluence is also same like Jira itself, like an Atlassian tool itself. So it is also the web application itself. Okay. So you don't need to download anything. And it is not software, it is a platform. You can search it on the Google and you can access it from here. Mhm. Okay. So whenever you click on Confluence, first thing you need to do is sign in. Okay. So as I have already signed in, it is being given as the same thing. Okay. So as you know, in Jira or in any conference also, first, whenever you sign in, a site will be created, right? A site in the sense it is like a separate space where you can work under a single site itself. You can share it with all the team members so that every team member can access this site and they can see what all changes needs to be made. They can see all the updates that you are making and all. Okay. Okay, likewise, you can see I here, right? So if at all, if you have added multiple team members, if they are seeing where is your cursor and all, they can see it from here itself. Okay, you can see an arrow with a violet color, right? Red list. So when a person is making the document, the red list is looking in and he is also making those changes, right? So with this symbol, you can able to see who is documenting, who is changing the updates and all will be tracked using these symbols and all. Okay. Okay. So if at all, if you want to, if you already have an account in Jira, then you can easily start with the same site. Okay. The number of that site would be same. Okay. If at all, if you want to create a new site and all, you can start it with new workspace and all. Okay. So as of now, I'm clicking on continue. Okay. So like I told you, there are some terms that you need to know, right? So if at all, those terms will all be used or you can see under the conference itself. Okay. So it will take some few minutes to load. Okay. So it is checking all the things that are there in the Atlassian and also it will be integrating Jira also, like I told you. So if you have the same site in the Jira also, you can easily transfer or else collaborate with Jira also. Okay. Okay. So whenever you are creating a new site here, you can see, right? So it is asking you from trial what all things you want to prepare in this Confluence. It is asking you. Okay. You can select anything as per your want. Okay. And also one thing in Confluence, you can also create those flow charts, workflows, etc. timelines also. Okay. Using these whiteboards, you can also create them and attach to the document itself. Like, right? So for example, let us take in a BRD document. Okay. You already know about BRD document, right? So business requirement document. So it will be consisting of various contents you will be writing, right? So from starting business objectives, what are business requirements are there, what are the goals of the project, etc. And also as is to be should be maintained, right? So whenever you are writing about as is and to be, you need to draw a process flow diagram under the document, right? So instead of using any other tool to write or draw those workflows or flowcharts, you can make it under Confluence itself and attach the whiteboards to the document also. That is also one important feature under Confluence. Okay. So as of now, you can select anything. You can skip also as well. Okay. So you can make those things and you can edit those things again in your Confluence also once you have gotten into the dashboard. Okay. So, like I told you, it is a collaboration platform, right? So, you can give this site access. So, for example, let us take this site. Okay, this is my unique site under my name, right? So, you will be giving this site access to various team members so that they can collaboratively work under this site. Okay, so if you want to add them, you can add them using this mail and something. Okay, you can provide their mail ID and you can get send a request to them to come and join to this platform and all. Okay, so as of now I'm skipping it. Okay, because I don't have any two members right now, so you can skip it. Okay, so under the free version you can get up to 10 users. Okay, in your team you can have up to 10 users and you can create multiple spaces and pages. Like I told you, these terms, spaces in the sense projects. Okay, what project you are working on, you can write it under the space, and pages in the sense what all documents you are making, those are called as pages. Okay, and storage you can get up to 2 GB file. Okay, up to 2 GB you can make those documents and all. Okay, so once this is done, then you can click on get started. Okay, so now a site has been created on my name, a unique site, right? So whenever you are sharing also, this site will only be given to the team member so that they can get the same site, and whatever the changes that you are using or making, they can see and update them. Okay, like you can see here, my name is there, right? So if at all any multiple team members are there, you can get here. Okay, okay, so this is the interface that you'll be getting whenever you open any Confluence. Okay, on the top you can have multiple sites or multiple apps under what all things you have created and all. Okay, okay, so these are different sites that I have in the Jira, and these are different sites that I have under Confluence also. Okay, so this, as I told you, this can be integrated with Jira, right? So whenever you create any site in Jira or whenever you create any site in Confluence, this will be parallelly created under Jira also. Okay, so here, if I'm here, you can access all the different sites or different apps and all. You can access it from this tab. Okay. So, like I told you, on the top, you can have the search button. Whatever the things that you have created in the whole document and in the whole project, you can search it from here itself. Okay. So, beside you can have a create button so that you can create what all things you can create in a Confluence, you can create them. Okay. It can be a space, page, live document, etc. and all. Okay. I'll be telling you about this. Uh, okay. So, like, do you know? Can you take a wild guess between a live document and page? Here you have different terms, right? You have a page and live document. What might be the difference? Okay. Every page or everything is an editable only. Okay. But the difference is like live document in the sense you can track all the changes that are being made. Okay. Multiple team members will be working on a single project and single document, right? So you can see them in the live document. Okay. Whereas page in the sense a sample page will be open like this. Okay. Like I told you here in this Confluence, you have predefined templates and all, right? So you can find it under more, and under this you have templates and import, right? So from here you can access various predefined templates that are there in the Confluence. You can use those templates to save your time and all, right? So for example, whenever you have created any site in the Confluence, you will be getting a sample document called project plan or something. Okay. So in this project plan, already predefined, what do you call this tables template is already been given. Just the content you need to add it, right? So like you can add who is the driver of this particular project and who is the approver, who is the contributor, who is informed. Likewise, you can mention the particular person. Instead of mentioning their name, you can directly assign it to them using at the rate symbol. Okay. When you have multiple team members here, you can get multiple team members. So you can directly assign it to that particular person here. Okay. If you want to add team members, you can, like I previously showed you, type their email ID and click on add. Then a request would be sent to them via mail. So from there you can join this site. Okay. When you have joined this site, then it can be seen under here. Okay. I have here my name Pranit, right? So here itself, those multiple peoples will be shown. Okay. So this is one of the important features. Like you can assign directly to that particular person in the conference itself. Okay. And you can write the objective likewise. You can save the time creating this table and all, right? And when it comes to the status also, you can see different colors and all, right? These are called as status. You can add them in the Confluence also. I'll be showing you when I create any particular document on it. Okay. So first I'll just give you an overview of all the things that are there in the Confluence dashboard. Then I'll be creating some content and all. Okay. Okay. So on the left side, you can have a table like drop down thing, right? So here for you in the sense, what all things are available for you. This is like a home page, right? What all things you have created, all the things will be there in this for you. Okay. So under below, whatever the updates that are happening on the real world, messages, news, etc., can all be viewed under this. Okay. If you are following any particular app or community and all, you can view it under here. Okay. And when it comes to recently, if you have made any documents and all, you can access it from your recent tab. Okay. What all documents you have created, like previously we have edited project plan, right? So you can access it from recent tab quickly. Okay. So for example, let us go to project plan. Okay. So you can have this three dot symbol, right? So if you make it by using this plus button, if you want to create any new document or new content in the sense what all content, that what all information you want to include and all, you can type it under content itself. Okay, if you want to create any new document, the same thing will be appeared. Instead you can use this plus symbol here also, plus create, the same thing will be open, same drop down will be opened here and there. Okay. Okay, like I told you, if at all, if you have added any documents as start important, then they will be appeared on the start. Okay. Like I told you, spaces in the sense what all projects you have created, you can find it under space. Okay. So if you want to create a new space also, you can click on create and create a new space. Okay. For example, now I want to work on any project called e-commerce. Okay. Okay. I'm working on e-commerce project. So I've named my project as e-commerce application. Okay. So you can choose the icon if you want. Okay. So you can use anything. Okay. As of now, I'm selecting randomly. Okay. In the same way, you can choose whichever icon that you want according to the title of your project. You can choose accordingly. Okay. So it will be asking you for what purpose are you using this space, or for what purpose are you creating this project. Okay. So mainly it is for collaboration, or else you want to create and share all the documents and all. Or else if you want to anything you want to make for different purpose, you can use this custom also. Okay. Okay, just give me a minute. Yeah. So you can edit all the things as per your want. Okay. Whichever thing that you select, as per them, you will be getting some content and all. Okay. I'll be showing you whenever you get. Okay. Space key, in the sense, this is a unique space key, which you will be sending it to the people so that they can access it. Okay. This is like a key which is being used to allocate for this space. Okay. It is just like a short form. Okay. Once you're done with these changes, you can go to next. And like I've selected knowledge base, right? In the knowledge base, you will be getting these live documents, history of the document that you have created. And this is obviously is not available in free, so you can ignore it. Okay. What all things you can create under this knowledge base, you can enable or disable them. Okay. Live docs, etc. As per your wish, you can create or else you can toggle them. Okay. So I'm happy with all the things that are enabled, so I'm not editing anything. Okay. Once you're done, you can click on create, then a particular space under e-commerce application will be created in the dashboard itself. Okay. Before we don't have any particular space called e-commerce, right? So now a particular project has been opened under e-commerce, right? It has been selected here, right? Okay. Same way, if you want to see what all spaces are that you have created, you can see it here. Okay. So now we opened e-commerce application, right? Same way, if you want to start it, you can start it. Okay. Then you can go to start, and now itself you have created start, right? As it is a web application, sometimes it will take time to respond and all. Okay. If at all it is not responding, you refresh it. Okay. Then you can see, okay, as of now it is not updating. So we'll leave it. Okay. Okay. These are called as spaces. Okay. So when it comes to below the content, like I told you, content is just like the document that you want to create. What all things you want to create, then you can click on plus and create accordingly. Live document or page, whiteboard, in the sense, like I told you, there you can create those workflows, flow charts, etc. There also you have predefined templates. Through them, you can create those flow charts easily. Okay, and database you can maintain, etc. And folders, etc. Okay. When you click on place, and you can create them. Okay. This is just like on how you want to view this content page. It is showing you in a tree format. Now it is showing you, right? In the same way, you can modify if you want. Okay. Like I told you, here you can have this Jira. If you want to navigate quickly to Jira, you can press and you can navigate. Okay. And Teams, etc. Multiple apps are collaborated in the Confluence itself. You can easily access it. Okay. And there are more few other templates, etc. will be there. You can modify if you want. Okay. So like this is an overview of the Confluence tool. Whenever you get into the Confluence, this is like a dashboard you'll be getting. And if you want to share it to any particular person about this document or anything, okay, you can click on here and you can change the status of this particular thing, open or restricted. Okay. and then copy and share it to the link. Okay. Or else if you want to give it a public link, you can give a public link also. Or else if you want to share to any particular person and all, you can type their email ID here. Okay, so these are some inbuilt templates. Okay, frequently teams or else company have Jira are frequently maintained by companies in the projects, right? So that is why these apps are there here. Okay, to quickly navigate, just like Jira is being used for project management, Teams is used for communication, meetings, and all, right? So that is why these are given here. Okay, to quickly navigate, that's it, to the tool. Okay. So this is an interface. Now you will be getting under Confluence. Okay. Okay. So let us now create some sample pages or something. Then you could know what all features you can implement and all. Okay. Give me 1 second, team. Okay. So as I told you, you can create it from here itself, or else here also you can create a new document or something. Okay. So if you want to create a space also, you can click on this and you can create another space also. Okay. So as of now, I'm creating a live document. Okay. Click on live document. Then you can observe an untitled live document has been opened here also, right? So you can give the title as per your want. So for now, I want to create a business requirement document. Okay. So I'm taking a BRD document and I'll be showing you how you need to create, add them, etc. and all. Okay. So under title, I'm giving it as business requirements document. Okay. So under title, you can you give this title as per whatever document you are creating, you can use the same thing. Okay. So if you want to add any image also, you can add them. And if you want to remove any emoji here, an emoji is there, right? So you can add an emoji if you want. Okay. Right. You can also see who is creating this. Now I am creating under my name, right? My profile. So by default, it will be like owner is me only. Okay. If you have any team members active, then it will be showing you here. Okay. So you can also track the number of views also, but as of now, it will not be available in this free version. Okay. Like I told you, in the Confluence, you have predefined templates and all, right? So you can go to these three dots and you have various settings, like you can make it a start document or else anything. Okay. If you want to see how many track the changes, you can track it from here like this. Okay. So now I want to go to templates. Okay. So when you click on these templates, various templates are being given under this, right? Okay. Start document in the sense, if you want to access it quickly, you can access it quickly using the star. Okay. Star in the sense important. Okay. In mails also, you will be starring them important things, right? The same thing. The same principle works here also. Okay. Okay. So I've start make it into the start, right? So you can see the business requirement has been start, right? So under start, you'll be getting that. Okay. To quickly navigate or quickly access it. Okay. Space is like, unless it is like a project, okay? Under project, you will be having different documents and all, right? To quickly navigate to each document and all, you can use the star button, okay? So you can star it, and from here start, you can quickly navigate to that particular document, okay? So like I told you, here are few templates that are there in this Jira itself. Okay. So you can use various templates, predefined templates like project plan, meeting notes. Likewise, you have almost 142 templates. Okay. So for example, you'll be conducting various sessions, meetings and all, right? So they're all, you need to maintain notes, etc. Right? You can use this all things. If we are going to one-on-one meeting, if you want to document that what all things are happened in that meeting, you can use this one-on-one weekly status report, meeting notes. If at all you have conducted any meeting, what are the notes you can maintain, right? So likewise, you have almost many documents or predefined templates. Okay, you are brainstorming session. You need to update them, right? What is the outcome of this brainstorm meeting, right? Likewise, you have many things. Okay, you can use them if you want it, or else if you want to search any template, also you can search them. For example, I'm typing it as project. Okay, so under project, you have 47 things. From that, you can select them. Okay, project plan, budget proposal, business proposal template. If you want to propose any business, then a particular document need to be made, right? Business status of the business, etc. Okay. So if you want any document, just click on here. Okay. Then it up document will be updated with the template. Okay. So here we can give all the things like mention them, etc. And you can use them. Okay. Okay. So here from here you can access those all the templates from here itself. Okay. So as of now, I want to create a live BRD document, right? So I'm pressing a new page and typing it as BRD. Okay. Like I told you, so I want to create it from scratch, right? So in a BRD, if you might know, we have various contents you will be placing in a BRD document, right? So like example, what are the business objective? First will be definitely in any document, first we'll be writing what is this document about, right? So document history or document proposals, etc. will be first maintained, and then before writing those documents history and all, a contents is maintained, right? Table of contents means to quickly navigate to each section, you can use this table contents, right? So first the contents is maintained, and then uh, document revisions or document history will be maintained about the status of this particular document, and then we'll go into the BRD like introduction, business objectives, rules, goals of this project. And as this is BRD, we'll be writing business objectives and what are the business requirements that are being gathered, and what is the scope, in scope and out scope, functionality. Like these are all the different sections or contents that you will be writing in a BRD, right? So you can write all of them using under Confluence itself. Okay. Like I told you, here in Confluence, you have macros, right? Macros in the sense, if you press a forward slash button, then a quick drop down will be added or displayed. Through this, you can create multiple things. Okay. Like for now, I want to give an header or section, right? So I'm typing it as header. So you can get different headers. These are called as macros. Okay. To quickly highlight some of the things, or previously I've showed you some status and all, right? If you want to create a table, you can write it instead of header, we can write table, then a table will be opened. Okay. Likewise, you can quickly navigate using these macros. Okay. These are called as macros. Okay. So for now, I want to create an header, right? So I'm using this header 3 and write as first introduction. Okay. So under introduction, I want to use something called as panel. Okay. So if you want to use this panel, so you can forward slash and write panel. So you can get different panels. Okay. Panel in the sense, if you want to highlight the content of this particular thing in any form, you can use these panels. Okay. So you can use this info panel to in this is just viewing purpose only. Okay. So when you view this type of things under this, it shows this is important thing, right? So as that is why it has been highlighted. Okay. So that is what called as information panel. Okay. So for sample purpose, I've created some sample BRD document before itself. Okay. So you can place content instead of writing all the content. I'm just copying and pasting it. Okay. So first thing what you need to do is you need to have some idea what you will be writing in each document on. Okay. Okay. So this is the introduction that I have given. Okay. Introduction or purpose, anything. Okay. Or else if you want to use any other panel also, you can use them. Okay. So for example, there is another component called as expand. Okay. Let me just write it. In the name itself, you have some expand, right? What do you get in a mind when you hear a term called expand? It is just like a drop down thing. Okay. So if you want to show the information by clicking on the drop down, you can use this expand. Okay. And you click on this, you can give a title of this thing, like what is purpose. I want to give a title called as purpose. Okay. So under purpose, what all things you want to paste, you can paste it. Okay. When you see, when you clicked on this purpose or drop down, only purpose is now displayed, right? So if you want to see what is there under purpose, then you can tap on this, then it will be expanding, right? In this way, if you want to show, then you can use this expand macro. Okay. Okay. I hope you are getting it right, team. So these are different macros you can use. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So like I pasted some, first I've written some introduction, right? In the same way, you write, yeah, macro in the sense these are some important features that you will be using, okay, to show indifferently or else these are some useful information, okay, features you can say, okay, to display each thing or else you quickly navigate, quickly make any different content and all, you can use these macros, okay. So if I want to quickly create any table, you can just write a table, okay, and predefinedly it will be adding you a sample table. Here you can insert what all things you want. Okay. So in a BRD document, we'll also include stakeholders also, right? So using this table, you can represent what all stakeholders are there in this particular project. Okay. So we have different people, right? For example, product owner will be there. You can write, for example, I'm writing it as member here, and what is his role, right? And if you want to add any particular row also, you can add it. When you click on this, you have a small toggle button, right? When you click on that, you can have multiple sections or you can change the color also. Okay. Multiple editing options will be there. So if you want to add any column, you can add it. Okay. If you want to delete it, delete it. Okay. Likewise, you can make those editings. Okay, if you want to show different columns as in different colors, you can also make them. Okay, as stakeholders, I only want to show two things, so I'm deleting this column. Okay, I want to show which member or which stakeholder, or else I'll write it here itself. Stakeholder or something. Okay, so there will be different stakeholders like product owner, scrum master, right? If you want to add a row, you can add it. Okay, okay, I've added a new row, right? And you can also write developers, right? I think previously I've added a column, right? So I'll be deleting it. Yeah. So under role, what is the main role of that particular stakeholder? You can write it. Okay. So product owner will be making those decisions, right? About the product, what is the product about, and if at all you want to make any changes and all, you can make it. The owner will be making it, right? And Scrum Master, you will be like acting like a coach or something, right? Right. And the developers are used for developing, right? It is you can write the role as software development or something. Okay. So as of now, I'm writing a sample content only just to show you. Okay. Okay. So these in this way you can create a table also. Okay. Then I want to write the most important thing of a BRD is business requirements only, right? So you can add a header. Okay. So every time you want, you can use a macro and write a header or something. Okay. I'm writing as business objectives. Okay. Or else business requirements. Okay. Business requirements are, I think you might be knowing about business requirements, right? Business requirements are called as high level requirements, which are given by the business stakeholder, right? You get the requirement from the client, right? The high level things are called as business requirements. Okay. So basically, every requirement will be having a table-like format, right? Every requirement will have a unique business requirement ID and a description and priority and what is the status and all, right? So you can include a sample table to show them. Okay. So I'm including a table. So where the first column will contain ID and here description. Okay. And here I want to give some priority. Okay. And also I want to add another column, okay, which indicates about the status. Okay. So you can add a status button here itself so that to know what is the status of this particular requirement ID, then you can track it from here itself. Okay. Same way. So create one requirement. Okay. So I'm writing it as BR01. Okay. And write the description of any particular requirement. Okay. So as of now, I'm using the requirement from here itself. Okay. Or else, okay. Let me come to, I'll just write, type it. Okay. So under e-commerce application, you have various requirements, right? Customer should be able to log in, customer should be able to register. He should be able to successfully place an order, view the products. These are all called as some high level requirements only, right? So whenever you mention about customer should be able to order any particular product, right? So that is just like an high level requirement, right? So under this requirement, we have various etc. requirements will also be there, which are mostly focused on software thing, right? So those are called as functional and non-functional requirement, right? So if you want to write the customer able to see the product, right? So under this business requirement only, you have various requirements, right? Those will be coming under functional and non-functional requirements. Okay. So under the description for now, I'm writing it as customer should be able to browse products. Okay. So this is the description of this particular business requirement ID. Okay. And what do you want to give this priority? You can give it as high, low, something, anything, or else you can give a number also. Okay. And when it comes to status, so if you mention the status in the form of any macro, it would be better. Okay. So you can type status. When you click on macro, you can add a status symbol. Okay. When you click on status, you can write what is the status of this particular business requirement ID. You can update them. Okay. For example, pending, and you can add the color according to the requirement. Okay. Pending in the sense red, right? So I've given it red. Okay. So instead of writing it as pending, if you use these visual features called macros, then it will be more visibility will be more. Okay. Likewise, you can add another status for each thing. Okay. Click on forward slash and click on status. Accordingly, you can what do you want to give the status? You can give it. Like for example, completed. Okay. Completed in the sense, so I want to indicate with green, so you can give it green. Okay. Same way, you can write it as 2. And the second requirement I want to give like customers able to do payment. Okay. Able to do or else complete. Okay. And then for this thing also I want to give priority as high because payment is very important, right? So the very important thing should be developed first, right? So that is why I've given it as completed. Okay. Similarly, if you have multiple requirements also, you can add them. Okay. So you can click on here. If you want to create or any row, column, something, you can click on add and then they will be added. Okay. So you can click on these three dots, then you can able to see different options that are available under this. Okay. If you want to insert any chart or else you want to add anything also, you can add them. Okay. If you want to add any chart, you can add them. Okay. Clear, right? So in this way, write the requirements ID using this table format or else using the status, etc. Okay. So these are some sample content you will be writing in a BRT document. And same way, if you want to add business objectives in scope, out scope functionality, you can add it. Okay. So next I want to add some as and to be flow diagrams. Okay. So I'm writing in header. Okay. Or else let us create a info panel or else expand only. Okay. Under expand, you insert what is the flow and all. Okay. So you can add multiple macros in a single component also. Okay. The chart is basically on the tables. Okay. So based on any table or on any particular data only a chart will be created, right? So a three dots option is available. Then click on insert chart and chart will be opened. Okay. This table is not majorly focused on numbers, right? That is why chart is not displayed here. Okay. You can use this chart options and create what type of chart you want, line chart, etc. and what you want to maintain under this ID, extra etc things, you can use it. Okay, so my table is not focused on numbers or statistical data, right? So you cannot add it now. If you have the statistical data, you can make it. Okay, so if you want to remove it, you can delete it. Okay, so I was creating as is, right? So under title, so this is one macro that I have added. Expand is one macro I've added, right? So in one macro also you can add another or few other things also. Okay, so under this I want to give as is. Okay, I think you might be knowing about as is to be close, right? As is in the sense before how the project it was, and to be in the sense with this project, what is the desired project state. Okay, so for example, when you take this e-commerce application, which is usually used as ordering of particular products to the home itself, like delivery thing, right? That is also obviously that is in minutes and all. That is a different thing. But when it comes to this as is in a sense before how it was, before this e-commerce application has come, as is in a sense how it was. Before you need to manually go to any whatever the product that you want, you have to manually go to that particular store, buy it and all, right? So with this application, you are able to order particular products from your home itself, right? That is called as to be. Okay. Okay, so if you want to mention something about as is and to be also, you can mention it. Okay, so you can write the description about that. Okay, as is in the sense before how it was, customers would be paying via offline, etc. and all, right? So you can copy and paste it. Okay, so if you want to add any multiple things also, so like I told you, inside a macro, you can add another macros also, right? So I want to add some bullet wise list. Okay, bullet wise points I want to display. So I clicked on bullet, then you can paste it. Okay. So like as this is like customers able to place orders via offline, right? That is before, right? Likewise, you can add multiple bullet points. Okay. Payments also would be manually done, right? Now with this project, you are able to do payment from your home itself, right? Likewise, you can mention some as is points and all. Okay, this is just to show you, right, how things are being displayed and all. Okay, so as I told you, expand in the sense if you want to expand the content under a single title, you can expand it. That is why you can use that. Okay, and then to be. Whenever you write as is, next should be to be only. Okay, okay. So maintain header called as to be state. Okay. So what you will be using it to be, you can add them. Okay. To be in the sense with this e-commerce application, what are the features that you are making and all, you can add them. Okay. So let me go to the business requirements and make all these things. Okay. With this e-commerce application, what you are making, like customers able to browse those products and he should be able to order them, etc. Right. So even I want here also like bullet points only, you can add them. Customers able to browse, able to complete payment, able to order products from home itself. Okay. Likewise, you can add some of this to be states. Okay. So to be states in the sense with this project, what are your goals that you are able to, that means what are the objectives of your project? Okay. With this, what all things have been changed? Okay. As I told you, whenever you are writing any BRD document, some flowcharts are to be made for as is and to be, right? Now, if you want to add any flowchart workflow of this particular to be diagram, then you can quickly make it in the Confluence also. Okay. Before, if you want to make the flowchart, again you need to go to any particular software and make those flowcharts, and you have to paste those things in your document and all, right? So instead, you can use this various macros called as here. It is named as whiteboard. Okay. Whiteboard in the sense where you can create those diagrams, flow charts, etc. In the whiteboard itself, you can create them. Okay. Now I want to create a flow chart for this to be e-commerce application, right? So I've created a flow chart. Okay, click on this, and then a new whiteboard will be opened. Then the same whiteboard will be attached over here itself. Okay, you can see one attached whiteboard, right? So to display it more wider, a new tab will be opened. Okay. Okay, you can also see an updated whiteboard has been opened here, right? Untitled one. Okay. So you can see under BRD only you have this whiteboard. Okay. Okay. So if you have observed here, I've added create a flowchart, right? So that is why a sample template, like I told you, in this also there are predefined templates and all, right? The flowchart template has already been given here. You can manually edit them. Okay. So basically editing is not possible in this sample thing, right? So that is why new tab is opened. Before my name was here, right? So that is why it is being displayed as here. Okay. Just a live editing can be tracked in these whiteboards also. Okay. So likewise, I told you if you want to add any workflow flow chart, you can add it in the whiteboard. Okay. So for example, I want to start it from here. You can double tap on it and start them. Okay. After starting, whenever what is the flow of the customers from starting to ending, you add them. Okay. Customers first browsers, right? So I'm writing it as users browse products, right? So using this template, you can almost save your time, right? You can just and also add them in your document also. It would be more, it will be adding more weightage to the document, right? So as you already know, decision box is like where we are splitting the decision into two parts based on yes and no conditions, right? So before adding, I want to include any particular component. Okay. Okay. So if you want to add any other component, you can press on this. Okay. Or else double tap on it, or else you can use it this here also. Okay. So if you want to add any new component, you can select what is the color, what is the shape of that component. Okay. And just drag and drop it here. Okay. Again, also you can edit them. Okay. What is the shape that you want? You can modify them. So rounded rectangle, and color I want to change to some sample thing. Okay. Likewise, you can make those edits and all. Okay. So I want to view here like whenever customers comes to the e-commerce application, first he will browse and he will add it to the cart, right? After adding to the cart, I'm writing it as add to cart. Okay. So in the template before it was being attached from users to the decision box, right? If you want to manually edit them, you can drag and drop it there. Okay. Again, if you want to edit, click on this and just manually drop it here. Okay. Even if you want to make those flows editable also, you can edit them. Okay. To align them properly according to you, you can add them. Okay. After adding to the cart, if you want to buy that particular product, then it will be asking you to log in and all, right? So I'm adding it as logged in decision. Okay, based on logged in, two ways will be splitted, right? If at all it is he is not logged in, then he should log in. I mean using his email ID, password, etc. As a guest, he cannot proceed to log in and all, right? Or else if you want to add any new feature called continue as guest, okay, I'm displaying an option called as continue as it. An option is being displayed as continue as guest. Okay. So this is an no condition. Okay. So if you want to display those particular information also, you can just drag and drop there. Okay. This is no condition, right? So I'm typing it as no. And this is yes condition, right? This is yes. Okay. After user is logged in, then it will finally go to payment, right? We will proceed to payment, right? So once the payment is proceeded, you can again split the decision box based on that payment is completed or not status, or else you can type it as status, right? Once the payment is done, then the order would be delivered. The delivery ID is generated, or else out for delivery. I'm typing it as out for delivery. Okay. If at all, I think it is being connected to here, right? So let me take this as no condition. Okay. Again, same thing. So type a text here and here. This is no condition. This is yes condition. Okay. Once the payment is done, then it will be out. The product will be out for delivery, right? So if the payment is not done, then again you should proceed to the payment only, right? So redirect to payment, right? So that is why again you should go to the proceed to payment and do the payment again, right? In this way, you can create those sample workflows or flow charts using this feature called as whiteboard. Okay. If you come to this, all the things have been updated, right? You can observe when you come to this back of your document. Okay. So likewise, you can attach those workflows or flow charts from here itself. Okay. You can adjust the zooming also according to the wish you want. Okay. Like I told you here also you have various templates. You can import them. Okay. Click on templates. Then various templates are there in this whiteboard. Like you can also organize flow charts, UML diagrams, etc. Sticky notes. Okay. There are some sample templates. Before I clicked on flowchart, right? So that is why a flowchart template has been opened. Okay. Likewise, you have various things, SWOT analysis, poker card, and swim lanes. You might have used or heard about this all these diagrams, right? Okay. So if you want to access them, you can click on that and access them. Okay. So these are just to give you, this is in this way you can draw a RACI matrix also, block diagram, etc. Okay. You don't need to know about all those things. Okay. Just it is just to show you that it will be saving you some time by using these predefined templates. Okay. So if you want to make any further modifications, make them, or else you can just leave it like that only. Okay. So if you want to add a sticky note also, you can add them. Okay. Or else you can delete them. Okay. So if you observe on the right side, you can have this comment section, right? So here the stakeholders, you can they can add these comments. Okay. Like I told you, with those comments, the stakeholders can give some proper feedback or something. Through that, you can add those comments. Okay. Okay. Clear, right? So whatever the cursors that you are getting, right? Whenever is updating or else this cursor you are getting, right? If you want to hide it also, you can have this symbol called hide. Then it will not show you. Okay. Here itself. Okay. So if you want to make any further modifications, you make them. Otherwise, you can tap it here itself. Okay. You have added some flowchart also, right? In this way, you can make a BRD document using various macros or something, different features. So if you compare it with Word document that you are preparing, it is somewhat more advanced, right? You can create those sample tables within less time using add those colors. You can use this expand macro so that you can get this drop down thing. And this is info panel, like it is showing you some important information using this I symbol, right? And also you can also change the color also according to your wish. Okay, you can make this custom, and here you can give the symbol also. If you don't want info to be displayed, so give it as note also something. Okay. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Member can also make those changes. Once you have added your team member to that particular what do you call this space or else this document, then those people can also save or else share, edit anything. Okay. That is the main thing. Okay. Okay. In this way, you can make those particular documents. Okay. Sample purpose, I've created some sample introduction of BRD. So where I've covered almost all few important macros which you'll be using and all. Okay. Like I told you previously, you can also integrate with Jira, right? Till now, we haven't used Jira, right? Yeah, like I told you, if you want to add any other workflow, yeah, based on the sharing settings, you can give them. Okay. Like I told you, whenever you are sharing with any particular person, you can have those edits, right? If you want to make it open or else anyone can edit and all. Based on that, you can edit them. Okay. Based on that, you can share and then you can make them. Okay. And also you can see the various changes or else history also. Okay. So if at all any particular person has changed anything, you can type or get it under this change history or version history. Okay. What all things have been changed by which particular person, etc. Okay, version history can also be viewed under this document. Okay, so let's go back to this BRD, right? Okay, like I've been telling you previously. So like Jira integrations can also be possible in this Confluence, right? So let me take a new chart or new content, which can be page or something, anything. Okay, so I want to import a new template which is regarding Jira and all. In Jira, you'll be maximum focusing on agile thing, right? Scrum based. So let me take any sprint thing. Type sprint. We can give a sprint planning meeting. Okay. Let me take a sprint planning meeting. Okay. Once you clicked on that particular template, a table of contents has already been opened, right? Like previously also in the BRD, I haven't added contents, right? So a particular macro is also there. It will automatically adding all the headers to the template or contents. Okay. So let me write before itself. I'm adding the contents. Okay. Type macro and add contents or else table of content. Okay, you can find this table of contents macro, right? When you click on that, automatically whatever headers that you have created, like this is one introduction header that I've previously written, right? That is why an introduction header has been added. Next, business requirements is one header that I've used. So automatically it states it. Okay. Whereas this purpose and this as is, we have given it under expand, right? So that is why there is not a header, right? That is why it is not being displayed under this headers. Okay. Here we have added some stakeholder information, right? So let me add an header here, like stakeholders. Okay. So you can see a has been updated, right? So you can create this sample table of contents also in the document. Okay. Okay. Clear, right? So like I told you, whenever you click, you have used some template called sprint planning, right? So in the sprint planning, a template has been already been given here, right? So for example, let us take any thing. Okay, let me go down. Okay, let me add something called as where you want to create some user stories or else in the Jira itself. Okay, so in before you have used macros, right? In same way, you type any macro and type it as Jira. Okay, so you have various Jira items, right? So under this, you can click on Jira, create Jira work item. In the sense, from Confluence itself, you can create a user story or something, anything. Okay, okay. So this is a site that has been given under this Jira thing only. Okay, in Jira also the same site you can select, or else you can select previous slides also. Okay, so here I have only one space, that is of my software development, or else let me take another site. Okay, here I have various different projects. Okay, so let me take e-commerce application. Okay, this is another site. Okay, you can access with different sites from here itself. Okay, so I want to create a user story, right? So I'm creating a user story. Okay, under summary you mention the user story, like I as a user I want to register using my mail ID and password so that I can edit, right? In the description you write acceptance criteria. Okay, under that you write one, two, three various conditions, etc. Okay, so the assign it to any other particular person, and you can also add some story points. Okay, story points will be given majorly based on Fibonacci series, right? So that is why I've given 8. Okay, so once these editings are done, you can click on create. Then a new item has been created there. In when you go to Jira also, you can see that particular thing. Okay, so if you want to go it, click on open. Okay, so you can see a sample user story under e-commerce application. Whatever we have added is being updated in this e-commerce application, right? So you can see as a user, I want to access the dashboard, access criteria, right? And we are given 8 story points, right? Everything has been updated from Confluence itself, right? In this way, you can add those user stories from the Confluence itself. Okay. When you go to backlog, you can also see whatever the user story that we have added has been updated here, right? And also if you want to add from Jira using some ID and all also you can add them. Okay, so let me take any bug. So I'm creating a bug called where in login feature you are facing from bug. Okay, user not able to log in. Okay, this is one sample bug I'm giving it. Okay, so click on create, then a bug has been created, right? So if you want this bug to be added in the Confluence, okay, so let's go back to the thing. So create a macro and write Jira. Before we have clicked on create Jira work item, right? Now you can use click Jira charts or else Jira work items. Okay, where you need to search them by the keyword. Okay, so keyword in the sense when you go back to this is COM12 is there, right? That is called as using those you can type it or else you can copy it. Okay, And let's go back to here and search them. Whether it will be able to search or not, we can see. I think it is not searching. Okay, let me go back. Okay, let me take Jira charts. Okay, you can search here. Okay, I think we are using a different site, right? That is why I think it is not able to search. So let me create something under the same chart, same thing. Okay. The basic concept here is like you can type it from here itself, or also you can manually create them or add it from there itself. In Confluence itself, you can manually create and update in the Jira. You can also change the status from to do, etc. also. Okay. Okay. Let me go to this application. My site is 4446, right? So you can go to Jira. This is the site that we have been working, right? Open that site. Okay. So under that, let me take anything. Okay. So you can add those backlog if at all it is not added. Okay. I'm clicking on add to navigation. Then a backlog is created, right? So here type whatever the work that you want. Okay. Okay. User should be logged in. Okay. That is one particular task that I'm assigning for now. Okay. So click on create. Okay. Now a particular thing has been added, right? Click on that and then copy it. Here you have copy link, right? You can copy it and you can go back to the page. Okay. Now we'll insert that particular task in in this Confluence itself. Okay. Type Jira and you can type this Jira charts and search them. Now we have copied the key, right? So whatever the key or thing which we have previously created on this particular site, you can give it here. Okay. That is basically a pie chart, right? So that is why it is showing in the form of chart, which is this thing. Okay. Or else you can type Jira work items. Okay. So you can type it here. Or else. Okay. So basically now you got some idea, right? How you need to add and all. So basically the Jira work items is not working, but you can use this Jira chart and also. Okay. Or else you can add it from here itself. Okay. You can click on create new item and where you want to create, you can select them. Okay. So in this particular site also you can add them. Work type also you can select whether you want to create an epic. Okay. What epic you want, you can create them. Okay. Payment configuration, for example, I'm giving. Payment is a whole thing as can be considered as epic because it consists of various modules need to be completed, right? Completed, right? So payment is can be named as an epic. So under payment, payment should be received by the user. You should complete the payment, etc. User stories can multiply created, right? That is why you can give an epic also. Okay. Once you are done creating, then you click on create. Then it will be updated in the software thing. Okay. So if you want to see what epics are there, you can click on E item E on your keyboard. Then a payment epic we have created, right? You can display it here, right? Previously we have not created, but now we have created from the Confluence itself. Okay. So here itself, from here we can assign it to any particular person also. Like you can add it and mention. You can add this at the red button to mention to any particular person. Okay. So for now, assigning to me so that it will be assigned to me only. Okay. Whenever any new team member is seeing or viewing this document, they can know this particular task has been assigned to me so that I should complete. Right. Whenever such type of activities you are creating, you can assign it to the particular person also. Okay. So in this way, you can create these multiple documents in this Confluence. Okay. So basically, the main agenda of this conference is like creating this document, not only the document, but a collaboration tool is Confluence. Okay, not only creating those documents, we can also collaborate. We can use it for knowledge sharing. Everything combines and form as Confluence. So that's it about this conference. Okay, so if you have any doubts,